Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a bit of a get ready with me slash let's just chat because I've got some funny shit that's been happening lately. It's been a ride the last few weeks. There's been so much going on in my life, both personally and just work-wise. Work for the most part has just been crazy busy. There is so much happening in the office right now and I'm barely staying afloat for the most part. That's probably why you guys haven't really seen a lot of videos for my channel. I'm only posting I think one video a week at the moment, but I'm hoping to slowly increase that as my schedule sort of eases up at work. I got home from work about an hour and a half ago, and as soon as I walked through the door, I basically ran upstairs to the bathroom, I brushed my teeth, and then I ran out to the dentist to go get my teeth cleaned. And my teeth, they feel pretty good for the most part. Extra polished and a little less stained than they were before. If you're curious about all of the items that I'm going to be using during this video, well, they're all going to be listed for you below in the description box, so make sure you go ahead and expand that. You'll see everything that's on this mug right here. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them because that's going to make this video super long, but I do hope you are nice and cozy wherever you are at the moment, whether it's in the office using me as background noise because you don't want to listen to your boss, or you need a bit of a distraction, or if you're at home cooking in the kitchen, making dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever it might be. Maybe you're having your morning cup of coffee, or maybe you've just come home after a really long day and you want to kick your feet up. Maybe you want to play with some makeup. Maybe you just want to watch me babble. But let's spend a little bit of time together, just you and me. God, I love this primer. Most people hate the dentist, but I, however, love my dentist. I think she is amazing. She's just about to come back from mat leave. She normally drops into the office here and there, and I'm usually lucky enough to catch her so I can see her and the kids and her dog Cupcake, who is absolutely adorable. She's a chocolate Labrador, and I remember her as a little puppy. And yeah, pet therapy at the dentist's office, man. That's how awesome my dentist is. But my dental hygienist is equally incredible. He knows how to work with my strange mouth, and he just makes teeth cleanings for me really pain-free and hassle-free. I legitimately walk in, he always greets me with a big smile and a hug. I sit down in the chair and then he goes to work. And the big takeaway that I've had from him is that preventative dentistry is the best dentistry. So make sure you go and get your teeth cleaned if you can, because it's a hell of a lot better to do that than to have to get cavities filled every 6 months. And let me tell you, I had a lot of cavities before and it sucked getting all of them cleaned and filled. He knows how much I hate it when he uses the adult polishing system on my teeth at the very end. So he'll go in, he'll clean up the gunk, and then he goes in with his polishing system, which I feel like is turbocharged. There must be some nitrous oxide in there that he borrowed from Toretto, and unfortunately it just feels like the baking soda and whatever else he mixes his things with just gets splattered all over my mouth, and it actually hurts my tongue, the roof of my mouth. It feels gross, it tastes disgusting, and this poor guy has tried everything to make polishings less painful for me. But today he decided to try something a little bit different with me, and I kind of pulled a Benjamin Button and I went back to childhood because he ended up using the same polishing system that he uses on 5-year-olds. And it was actually great. I didn't really feel it very much, and he used bubblegum flavored baking soda. It was awesome. It was like hubba bubba. So many things have been happening, and I've been taking small little notes to remind myself of some of the dumb shit that I see. This week, no. It was last week where I was coming into work after a doctor's appointment, and I went to the regular parking lot that I leave my car in, and typically in the summertime when the students are no longer there, there's a lot more space, so you can park just about anywhere you want. But for some reason, the day that I had gone in, the parking lot was just completely packed. There was no parking spots, and so I was driving around for a good like 10 minutes before I finally spotted a free spot. So I began to back my car in, and I realized, whoa, the car that's supposed to be parked just on the other side of where I was going to leave my car was just a little too close. Like I couldn't get my car all the way into the parking spot. So I got a little bit nervous. I decided to exit my car and go over to the back to see what was going on, and I see a Toyota Corolla, and it's always a Toyota Corolla that is the culprit. That has taken 2 parking spots all for itself because the driver of that vehicle was one lazy mother effer. That person decided to just not give an F about anybody else who wanted to park their vehicle, and so he just took up 2 spots and he didn't even pay for parking. That was the other kicker. So of course, I have to find a new parking spot now. Luckily, someone was just pulling out directly across from where I was trying to park, so I quickly slipped into that spot. And then I made it my mission to go over to that vehicle to see what the was going on. So I go over to look at this douche's dashboard, and it looks like he's already been given a ticket by the city. Not only was the ticket for him having not paid for his parking spot, but he also got a ticket for parking over 2 spots, which made me feel so glorious, but still pissed off that this guy decided to just do that. I did post about it on an Instagram story. Hopefully you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, go ahead and follow me over there. I usually post about stupid shit that happens in my life, and I also post makeup inspiration looks so you guys can try out different eye looks. Aside from the parking shenanigan business, I'll get back to the actual building that I work in. So on the 3rd floor of my building, we have had a bathroom that was recently renovated. So it's pretty new on the inside, although there's been a lot of wear and tear because, you know, public bathrooms, people just don't care about them and they do whatever they want. And man, I don't know about you guys, but I have seen some nasty stuff in public bathrooms, especially women's bathrooms. Not that I've ever walked into a men's bathroom, but there are a couple of all gender bathrooms that I've been in, and those surprisingly have actually been pretty clean. I mean, women, I don't know what it is about us, but we always leave a really dirty bathroom. I have seen, you know, dirty feminine hygiene products left on the floor. I have seen Tim Hortons bags, like food bags, these paper bags, shoved in the toilet to be flushed, or I guess somebody tried to dispose of them in the toilet and were unsuccessful. But I'll tell you something a little bit personal about me. I take the bathroom really seriously. For me, anytime I go in there, I use it like an office. Sometimes I go into the bathroom just to sit on the toilet and escape from my reality because I feel like it's a quiet space. Nobody talks to you, you're just on your own. And oftentimes throughout the day, if I need a break, I will purposely go to the bathroom and just hang out there. One day, I'm sitting on the toilet, minding my own business, playing Sims, you know, starting a war and collecting treasures and whatnot. And lo and behold, my toilet flushes because it's got the automatic flusher, and I'm like, oh, it's a little bit weird. I'm like, maybe I shifted the wrong way and the sensor thought that I was getting up and it just automatically flushed the toilet. So I didn't really think much of it. But I hate being surprised when I'm on the toilet and it flushes because, you know, you get backsplash and that stuff just kind of goes up into your lady bits. And that's really gross in a public bathroom. I mean, it's even gross when it happens at home, but generally we don't have automatic flushers at home. We manually flush stuff. But that's besides the point. I do my brows off camera. I can't really talk and do my brows, so give me like a split second literally in YouTube land and I will be right back to finish my story. Like I was saying, 30 seconds later, the toilet flushes again, and at this point, obviously nothing has come out of me and I'm just wondering what the frack is going on. Again, I thought it was a misfire, so I decided to sit more still. Not that I danced the bachata or anything, but oh my goodness, like I'm just gonna sit absolutely still, make the least amount of moves possible, and hopefully this toilet won't continue to flush. That wasn't the case, my friends. The toilet continued to flush every 30 seconds, which was so annoying. And I didn't want to give up. Like once I find a toilet, I sit down and I make that my semi-permanent home. And so I had to keep putting up with this stupid ghost toilet flushing. I swear to you, there must have been some type of spirit behind me that just kept sitting there pushing the manual flush button over and over again because that's all that I could focus on and hear as I felt the backsplash go up into my lady bits. It was just horrible. I can deal with a misfire once, even twice, fine, whatever, stuff happens. But this toilet must have flushed like 8 or 9 times. And so I decided to just get up, wipe, and get out. Like my break was just being disturbed by this ghost toilet. So of course, you know, I go back to my office, no big deal. The afternoon rolls around and I want to take another break. So where do I find myself again? The bathroom. So I go there, not to the ghost toilet, I go to another toilet. I call that one the poop toilet because it is all the way at the very end of the row of stalls. And that's generally the stall that people go to poop in when they need to, you know, poop, because it's the farthest removed from the door and you have a little more privacy. I don't know, it just feels good to let stuff go there. God, I can't believe I'm talking about this on YouTube. I'm sitting in the poop toilet and I can just hear the ghost toilet continually flush, and I still have no idea why it happens. And as I'm sitting there, I could hear somebody else walk into the bathroom, and I knew she walked into the ghost toilet because I could hear it flushing again. I don't think she thought much of it initially until she sat down and then it surprised flushed on her and she let out a little shriek which made me start laughing. And then she started to laugh. And then we had this really great conversation in the bathroom about the ghost toilet. Random things that happen. I'm also gonna tell you guys one of my biggest pet peeves in the bathroom, especially where the ghost toilet and the poop toilet are located. So we have about, I don't know, there must be 6 stalls, and then there's the handicap stall right at the very end. So there's 7 stalls altogether. For whatever reason, every time I happen to be in that bathroom, there is somebody who will walk in there and not really care about common courtesy. And what are they gonna do? They are gonna sit in the empty stall next to me when they have a choice of any other empty stall that is fully at their disposal. They choose to abdicate all the other stalls, but to sit right next to me and make me feel uncomfortable right before I have to go number 2. And that's just not nice. Whatever happened to giving each other a little bit of space? Like, you're supposed to give 1 stall space for every person that's in there unless the stalls are all full. Am I right here? And if I'm not, please let me know in the comments, because this drives me nuts. And I swear to you, it doesn't happen to anybody else, but to me, every single time I walk into that bathroom, it happens, and it just drives me up the wall. I'm gonna go into my ColourPop Villains Misunderstood palette, and I'm gonna take Diablo, this really cool gold chartreuse color, and I'm just gonna shove that on the middle of my lid. Sorry guys, when I blend, I tend to get a little quiet. But I'm just trying to mesh the purple that I put down with this gorgeous chartreuse. I think I want to add some glitter to this as well. Maybe we'll go with the green one. I think I want to accentuate the green a little bit more. So I'm just going to use my finger to just, Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ooh, that's the spot. One of my favorite bathroom stories actually comes from a trip I had taken with Anita when I was in Asia. This one year, I knew I was going to be away for about 3 weeks for the work trip portion, and my last stop was going to be in Singapore. And I thought, you know what, of all the times that I've come here, I have never actually made an effort to take a vacation. Bali has always been one of those places that I've wanted to check out for myself. So many people had spoken so highly about it. Everyone kept saying how amazing the beaches were, how friendly the people were, how good the food was, just kept raving and raving and raving. So I started to research Bali. I ran the idea by Anita for her to come out and hang out with me in Singapore for a little bit while I finished up work, and then we would go over to Bali together, and she was totally down for it. It's one of the things I love about Anita. She will just pick up and go if she can, and she's got such a great adventurous spirit. We booked our trip, and our hotel was in Kuta, which is very, very close to the airport. Legitimately, it was about a 5-minute drive. We ended up hiring a driver from the hotel that we were staying at to take us around the island. So he had a couple of destinations that he recommended that we go and visit, and then Anita and I had done a little bit of research about places that we wanted to see. So we were able to go all around, see beautiful volcanoes, the famous rice paddies of Bali. We got to see Uluwatu. We were also in Ubud, which is where they have a great monkey sanctuary. The monkey sanctuary was interesting. Maybe I'll make another video talking about that because it was also very terrifying. But something that Anita ended up wanting to do on one of the days that we were there was go to a organic farming place that basically harvested and roasted all of its own coffee and teas. And we thought this would be a lot of fun because they specialized in one thing in particular, and that was luwak coffee. For anybody who doesn't know what a luwak is, it kind of looks like a sloth. And it's primarily active, if I remember, only during the evenings, and it feeds on coffee beans, but apparently it only eats the best of the beans that exist, and it digests them accordingly, and as it releases them through their bottom hole, these women who ran this particular farm would go and collect them, and they would roast them as is, obviously cleaning the poop off, but they would then go ahead and roast them, saying that part of the digestive enzymes that the luwak uses really enhances the flavor of those coffee beans. And so Anita decided to be very adventurous, and she's like, I want to try poop coffee. Because at the end of the tour that we had of all of the different plants, the teas, the formulations, and the way they put things together, they gave you a sampling of all of their products. So if you want, you could buy, which of course is what they want, or you can just go ahead and try a couple of cups of the luwak coffee, and they'll brew it right in front of you. So being the amazing adventurer that Anita is, she went ahead, ordered the luwak coffee, tried it, and actually said it was pretty good. I was more interested in the number of teas that I was seeing and sampling. Anita was raving about how good the coffee tasted, and she encouraged me to try some. And I thought, okay, when in Rome, let's give it a whirl. I took a couple of sips of her coffee, and I was like, yeah, you know what? That's actually not too shabby. It tasted just like normal coffee, but very flavorful. So Anita had a positive experience with the coffee. I had a positive experience with the coffee, and we were just getting ready to leave when I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a little bit of the lemongrass tea. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was delicious. So I picked some of that up, and I also noticed that this place had a bathroom, and it was, you know, relatively clean, which is a little bit rare in Bali if you're traveling around the island. We decided to, you know, use the facilities to our advantage while we were there before we were to take off for the rest of the day, because we were just going to be out on the road again. And so, you know, I go in, I do my business, Anita does the same thing, and then we hop back in the van that we had hired, and now we're off again on our journey. I think we must have been on the road for about 5 minutes when my stomach just turned and turned for the worse, my friends. I immediately started to sweat, and I felt a number 2 coming on. And I remember looking over at Anita going, I gotta go. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, nope, Anita, I have to go to the bathroom. And this poor girl's like, okay, well, we have to tell the driver to stop at a bathroom. I'm like, no, man, I'm gonna try and hold it. I can't just go anywhere. She's like, but if you gotta go, you gotta go. She goes, you're not looking good. And at this point, guys, I was sweating. Like, I knew I just had to let it go and then I would be fine. But it was so embarrassing having to tell the driver that I had to poop. So, you know, I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, excuse me, sir, I have to use the bathroom. Can you pull over? And to no one's surprise, he kind of giggled to himself and he goes, luwak. Knowing full well that the poop coffee caused me to poop. So he pulls over at a gas station and he points at this shed that is being held up by, I think, these like bamboo chutes. So you've got this like aluminum ceiling, bamboo chutes, and a wood door. And I open it and I hear somebody saying, you know, pay. I had to pay money to use it. Granted, it's only 50 cents, but I'm like, oh my God, everything costs something. Thankfully, Anita had given me some napkins because, again, toilet paper is a bit rare over there, especially in certain bathrooms. So I had some napkins that I was gonna use to wipe myself. But walking into the bathroom, number 1, it stunk so bad. I look at this wooden basin that I now have to squat over, and for a minute I couldn't let it go, but I was just feeling so awful and sick. Like I had to do it. So finally I talked myself into relaxing enough where I was able to do my business, and I got it out, folks. It wasn't the most comfortable way of taking a poo, but I did it. Again, I can't believe I'm putting all of this on YouTube right now. You know, I go back to the van and Anita looks over at me. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, oh my God, I just need to get out of here. But I felt so much better. Of course, the driver giggles because he knows exactly what's just gone on. And we go on our merry way. We continue traveling around Bali. Oh, it was quite the experience, my friends, quite the experience. I will never drink luwak coffee again because it's just not worth it. I now have to put my lashes on, and I'm going to be using these here from Ace Beauty. I use these quite a bit. They're the style Rhea. I did have a request from Nicole, and over FaceTime one day we were chit-chatting, and she was so curious to know how I was able to get the false lash so close to my natural lash line without gluing my eyes shut. And I told her that I would eventually do a video on it. I'm gonna show you in this particular video how I put on my lashes, and then I'll probably film another video going into detail about how I apply my false lashes. Hold on, my mother is just walking in the door. Hello. Thank you. She brought me French fries. Yay! Oh, it tastes good. Oh, they're salty. I haven't really eaten since the lunch hour, and then after I get my teeth cleaned I have to wait an hour before I can eat again. Oh, they're so good. Back to lashes again. So for me, I like using really precise tweezers. I think that is what's really gonna help with the application. For me, these Tweezerman really pointy and sharp tweezers do the trick, and they're also really flexible, so it doesn't take a lot to hold them shut. So what I'll do is I will remove the lash from its actual box. And the good thing about these lashes in particular is that I've had them on my eyes a lot, so they're already molded to the shape of my eye. The band is nice and flexible, so it does make them even easier to apply. But I generally pick them up with my tweezers, and I like to, hopefully you guys can see this, clamp them right in the middle. And I'm just gonna zoom in the camera a little bit more because I realize I'm still too far away from you. What I do is I grab some glue and I will very carefully apply the glue to the lash band. And I always add a little bit extra on the inner corner and the outer corner, and I make sure that the entire lash band is evenly coated. And then comes the patience part. So you can see the lash, it now has the glue on it, and for the most part it's still a little bit on the white side. I'm just going to fluff it around. Usually you want to wait about 15 to 30 seconds sometimes you can go in a little bit faster depending on what your preference is. And when the glue starts to turn clear or a lighter blue color, that's when you know it's gonna be nice and tacky and ready to apply to your eyes. So the way I go in to apply them is I take a handheld mirror, I hold it down because I want my eye looking down, and I go from the top. So as I look down, I try to find the middle part of my eye, and I drop the lash on it. And from there, I'll typically wiggle it around enough so that it's sitting on my lid. And then I take the inner corner, I stretch it out as much as I am able so that it goes right into the inner corner of my eye. And then I just carefully push it down to make sure it's officially on my lash line. And then with my fingers, I just grab the false lash and my natural lashes and I push them together. For my lower lash line, I'm not quite sure what I want to do, but I feel like I need to keep it relatively uniform because I've got that bold orange in my crease. So I think I'm just going to go in with the same purple that I've been using from ColourPop. What is this called? This is Seeing Stars. Grabbing that purple color, I'm just gonna shove that on my lower lash line. I like it, but I feel like I need a little bit of glitter. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go back into this ColourPop palette right here, and I think I'm gonna grab, which color? I'm in between this one and this fiery orange color. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm gonna do this orange color here. So I'm gonna take the same brush. I'm just ever so gently gonna dip into that glitter and pray to the glitter gods that this doesn't get everywhere. I'm just gonna stamp this in the inner corner of my eye. I'm actually gonna go into the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette and going into Spirit. It's a frosted lavender, I guess, really, really light color. And that is just what I'm going to put in the inner corner. Let's see if we can do a little bit up on my brow bone. My face is pretty much done. I just need a lipstick. You know what, I'm gonna go in with Huda Beauty's Bombshell. All right, folks, that is it. That was a chatty get ready with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I felt like this was a pretty casual video. It was just you and I having a really good chat, mostly about my really personal poop stories, which again is now gonna live on the internet. Please don't judge me, but if you do have a good poop story, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button to show me that you enjoyed watching this video, and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future uploads. codes. If you want to connect with me outside of YouTube, you can always do that by following me on all of my social media, which I am going to link for you in the description box. So again, don't forget to expand that bad boy. I'm also going to have a list of all of the products that I use on this face down there too. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having a marvelous day, no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! I don't know why I went so high pitched there. Bye. Bye? Bye. All right. I'll see you later.